All right, welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be a get one off my chest type of video. Dillian Whyte, man. Goodness gracious, this man is a clown. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are overrated cherry pickers and get credit for padded records, says Dillian. I did exactly that, Whyte. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Dillian Whyte is my least favorite fighter in boxing. Easy. If you have to name for me personally what boxer I like the most in boxing, right? Like what fighter I really like, I really like Deontay Wilder. I like him as a person. I like him as a fighter. Like the guy. Think he's a stand-up guy. He tells the truth. He's very consistent in what he says. You know, you guys can complain about his punches being wild, but doggone, man, very successful career. Like the guy a lot, right? If he never fought again, I would still say, man, that's the type of dude I can respect. That's the type of dude I'd like to be around, right? He is going to tell you what he thinks, even though he knows it may not be the most popular thing. Like what he did by talking about Tyson Fury cheating. That was not very popular to bust out your brother, a boxer, and all those trainers for doing that stuff, right? That could be considered a violation of the fraternity. Nah, man, we keep all that type of stuff in-house. We don't air our dirty laundry out to everybody, man. If you had a problem with that, we could have made it right, but all that nonsense, no. Deontay's like, nah, man, that dude cheated, and he's trying to skip out of my thing. He had enough honesty about himself to say it in the midst of a lot of criticism and never back down. That is a guy with character. My personal opinion about Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte is that they are scumbags. Absolute positively not people that I would want to be around. Definitely not type of people that I would ever do any type of business with. Just guys that you're like, man, what is going on with you, man? Like I would rather, instead of talking to them, I would rather sit down with their parents and say, man, what's going on with y'all? Like, how did this happen? How do you get guys that are just whose scruples are just so twisted up? I don't know. I don't think you raised your son right. That's how I feel about him, Dillian Whyte. Why? Let me show you, and this is why I'm saying this is a get it off my chest type of video. Dillian Whyte is a clown, in my opinion. For him to say that first, that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are overrated. Okay, no, they're not. They are top 3 heavyweights easy. Tyson Fury's a scumbag, no doubt about it, but he's a top 3 heavyweight. He is, okay? I believe he might be that even if he didn't cheat. But he cheats so daggone much, hey, man, it is what it is. However, Dillian Whyte is also overrated, tremendously overrated. He got knocked out by a 40-year-old man, and he got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, and he got caught with messed up gloves, and he got caught twice for performance-enhancing drugs. And he's saying these guys are, what did he say, cherry pickers? Are you kidding me? What do? There's literally nobody this guy's fighting that ain't already been knocked out or beaten by a better fighter. Alexander Povetkin, the guy that knocked him out, got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, who also knocked out Dillian Whyte. Alexander Povetkin lost to Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter had a much easier fight with Alexander Povetkin. Absolutely a better fight than Alexander Povetkin. And Alexander Povetkin's legs weren't weak. Coming up off of COVID. Yeah, sure. Coming off of COVID. Legs gone walking into the ring. Okay, so in the first fight with Alexander Povetkin, he claims that you were messing with your gloves and he made you switch up gloves and you got knocked out. This time, he walks into the ring just crazy with his legs shot. I mean, who else says that? A bunch of other heavyweights that go into fights with some specific UK fighters. Sorry, man. I just do not buy it with Dillian Whyte. Don't buy him at all. But let's go over this. Wilder and Whyte and Fury's records are padded. So is yours. And the whole padded record thing, sorry, man. How many top heavyweights are there? 4, 5, 6 of them at any given time? And how many belts are there? 4 belts. How many ranking systems are there? Right? 4 ranking systems with fighters divided all over the place. So there's a bunch of padded records in the heavyweight division. Look at their records. Look at who they're fighting. Who did Tyson Fury fight before other than Deontay Wilder? That's all a bunch of padded stuff. Absolutely, but so is yours. So is yours. Watch. So what? How many people beat him? That's a padded record. Joseph Parker. So what? He lost to Anthony. He was coming off of a loss to Anthony Joshua. And a lot of people thought you lost that fight. Okay, you proved you're 1-1 with Joseph Parker. You got a good win with Joseph Parker. Who else? The guy Oscar Rivas that you cheated? The guy that you got into the ring with gloves that weren't approved and under the influence of Diana Ball? Is that the great one that the great fight you're supposed to get credit for? Oh, yay. You beat the guy when when your gloves were fixed and you had steroids in your system. You're padding your record with your steroids. As far as I know, everybody you ever fought, you fought under the influence of steroids. You got busted. I do believe I know for sure that Miller, Big Baby Miller, who's getting way more press. I mean, pressed way harder for testing positive than Dillian Whyte. It's just absolutely ridiculous for him to say anything. But Dillian, why don't you cut us a break and unpad your record then? Easy money. And I'm going to tell you, Deontay Wilder's record is not padded. Deontay Wilder, since he's become a champion, ain't done nothing but fight top guys. Not the case for Tyson Fury. Not the case for Dillian Whyte. But how about this? Why don't you do something like fight Ife Agagbe? Okay, nobody, Dillian, has beaten Ife Agagbe. Fight Ife Agagbe. He's in America. You're coming over to America. Fight Ife Agagbe. I do believe he's with ESPN now. So that should be a fight that you can make. He's not a PBC fighter. Make a fight with him. How about you fight Hrgovic? Fight Hrgovic. He's a young fighter, tall, Eastern European. You can fight him over there. Fight Hrgovic. Why don't you fight Luis Ortiz? He's the same age as Alexander Povetkin, a little younger than Alexander Povetkin. I'm sure you can get him right out of there and make sure that you're not padding your record. Meanwhile, you're coming over here claiming you are the number one. You should be the number one contender in mandatory. You're going to come over and fight in the United States against a nobody, an absolute nobody. Somebody that if Deontay Wilder fights, you'd be talking about him all day long, man. So my thing with Dillian Whyte, dude, is you're just such a hypocrite, man. You bump your lips so much, dog, that it's just, I can't wait for you to retire, man, and just get gone, man. Just get gone. All of your conversations is in the middle, is out there trying to make Deontay Wilder look bad is your full-time job. To talk bad about a dude, you're too scared to fight, man. You could have fought that dude multiple times and chose not to because you didn't want to fight Dominic Breazeale and you didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz, who both went on to fight Deontay Wilder. So no, dude, you went over there to pad your record and duck away from those guys and get what you say you wanted, which you didn't want and still don't want. You just want to talk a lot of stuff, fight leftovers, get your checks, and can then talk some smack and go fight some more leftovers, dude, because you're going to go nighty-night pretty soon again. You ain't got no chin, and everybody knows it. You're not that good a fighter, obviously, and you need steroids to cheat. Can't stand Dillian Whyte. Anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.